Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, the 10th of September. I want to talk about, again, the gods. What defines a god? What is the definition of a god? The definition of a god is I am. I am that I am. I know what I am. Knowing yourself. That is what a god is, and then what creates the knowledge of I am. Where does that knowledge come from? In early man was defined by nature. That is what created the I am. Yeah? His place in nature, his interaction with all the other parts of nature around him defined who he was. But God, and that is at that point we were still pretty much, let's say, the level of an animal, and that is the dust from which the Elohim created man. But what defines a God then? That is then above man. So man rises above nature to create himself in the image of what? That's the thing. I was reminded this morning of Carl Jung, the book that I can't remember the title of it, which one that was. But in it he said, that humanity only has God, the animal kingdom and the other things on this earth to compare themselves with. And, it would be great if something else would come, something that is on our level, that we could compare ourselves to. There were other things in that book that Carl Jung said, especially about religion. And I read that and I was thinking, do you know what you are saying? Yeah, because he was that close to the truth that I was thinking, did you actually know that this has already happened? Because it has happened. So when you wrote that down, did you know it had already happened and you were just, planting a seed in the mind of man, saying it without actually saying it, planting the seed and then see if somebody else will see it? Or did you actually not see it yourself? Like what happens to me so many times. You speak the words, but you don't hear yourself. So I'm wondering about Carl Jung. Maybe in his time was not the time to actually say it out loud. I really think the time has come that we must say it out loud. And, right. So what defines God? What defines the I am? How does God create himself? Because that is what elevates him above everything else. Man, again, as we are now, we are, our actions and everything is defined by our needs. A lot of us is defined by the needs of our families that we need to care for. So again, man is not free to define himself. He's again defined by the circumstances around him, which is still pretty much like natural man was before, only now the circumstances are no longer created by nature, but by the mighty that are creating our lives for us. And it is their needs, their desires that create this world and therefore create our circumstances. So, again, I was listening to Mauro Bellino, and again in the video yesterday he said something that really jolted me again. Again, what is he doing? Is he just planting the seeds, or I don't know. Why is nobody actually calling a spade a spade? Why is everybody talking about shovels? I don't know. Anyway, here, what he was talking about was Deuteronomy, verse 32.8. So this is Moses speaking. Yeah? And Moses says in this verse, 32:8, when the Most High divided the nations, their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So here we have the Most High that is really creating the nations by dividing the people according to the number of the children of Israel. That is what it says in our Bible. Now, Bellino had an earlier text, a fragment of the Qumran scrolls, which obviously predates this edited version, extremely edited version. And in that text, it says, yes, the Most High, which is El Elyon. And again, we're not talking about the Creator, but we're talking about a being that was a commander above all the others. Yeah? So he divides the nations, he divides the people of Adam, which is the human plebs, according to the number of the children of the Elohim. That's what it says in the earlier text. It doesn't say the children of Israel. According to the number of the children of the Elohim. So there was a number of Elohim, and each of them was allotted their own little herd of people to create with. And I would say within their own little fiefdoms, they were probably the supreme commanders. So that is how it was. That is talking about Sumerian times. And when I was reading that, and the way they're doing it now, even when they're creating nations now, drawing lines in the sand, and whatever people are in that line, they belong to that nation. And in earlier times, I'm saying in earlier times when it was feudal, they actually did belong to the feudal lord. They were his property. And that is what it was like in Sumer. Even now, we think we are free. We are not. We do belong to the nation. We are bound by the laws of the nation, and they are ruling over us. And I said we have the illusion of elections and democracy. Forget it. Yeah? There's still something there that it hasn't changed. Now, the question is, are they, the Anunnaki, the gods, the ancient gods, are they actually still here? Or do they have to be still here? Or has man been created in their image? Yeah, they said, I am. That's what they said in the ancient text, I am. I know what I am. And are there now humans that say exactly that? I am a god. So the spirit of the Anunnaki is still here, and it is inhabiting a human body. And they have become, in the image of God, that is I know what I am. God creates his own image. God creates himself. So they become the image of God, and they're doing like the gods did. Out of what they are, they create. I am what I am, I create what I create. So there were other things, in the video before, when he was talking about the grain that the gods gave to men. the tools that the gods gave to men to plow the fields and to grow the harvest for them, obviously. He was talking about that, what we now have as barley, as wheat and stuff like that, for that to have derived from a natural wild grain. There would have been so many genetic changes inside of the grain that it usually doesn't happen in nature. Yeah? A bit like ourselves. Yeah, a bit like our good selves, that genetic changes in us that do not naturally occur. But the kind of science has kind of skipped over that. It happened. It happened. It shouldn't have happened, but it happened. And not looking any further why it happened. Because again, that would lead you down a trail where they don't want to go. Or it would lead you on a trail to the truth, which they up on the top don't want to be known. It's probably more likely. So if I'm looking at the world today, and you have everything that is in those texts, it has all reappeared. You've got the flying machines, you've got the genetic engineering when it comes to animals, farm animals, the genetically engineered food, GMO foods. They are now, if you look at what is supposed to be the New World Order, again, they're drawing new lines in the sand where the world is supposed to be divided in, now correct me if I'm wrong, I've heard 10, somehow in my head that there are going to be 10 regions. And again, every region will have their supreme commander, divided according to the number of what? Why 10? Do we have at the moment 10 supreme commanders? A council of 10 somewhere? 10 head cases that say I am. And our will must be done. And will they each be given their own little fiefdom? So that's why I said they are recreating sumo. They have pretty much recreated sumo. The technology is here, the genetic engineering is here, the dividing of the people is here, the dividing of the people into 10 territories is supposed to come. And then again, I'm asking, what is creating the I am of a God? Again, they are no longer created by nature. They have elevated themselves above. To be free to create themselves. But have they created themselves? That's the thing. Did it grow out of their own knowing, I am? Or were they created by the word? Were they created by the word of God? God creates by the word, with the word, or whatever. Have they been in those texts so long that they have become? I mean, I'm not even talking about one person doing it in a lifetime, but over generations. Have they studied these texts for so long that the word has created them? And now they are creating the world of God. So, as within, so without. The kingdom is within you, and then it will manifest all around you. What is within is I am. I know what I am. And what created that. So, here comes, when we're talking about the return of the gods, when we talk about something is coming from somewhere else, and we're all looking to the heavens, waiting for something to come. I think they're already here, and they're human. The Spirit of God is in man, and man is creating according to that Spirit. They have become, and they are recreating Sumer. I really think that is where we're at the moment. I will watch more videos to see what else is in the true translations of the ancient text, because if you have the true translation, you can actually make the comparison to now a lot easier. You read it there and you see it all around you. I mean, like this translation of, that the people are divided according to the number of the people of Israel, that actually makes no sense. Because they were confined to an area and they were not supreme leaders. But if you see the text saying according to the children of the Elohim, then it makes perfect sense. Because there were beings, gods, that were the leaders of man. So here we go. It's possible that something will come from somewhere else, but I don't think it has to. That's the thing. Yeah, people are staring through their telescopes waiting for something to come, and they do not, while their gaze is all the way out there, they're not seeing what's happening all around them. I think the Word has created man. God's Word has created man in His own image. Man had something to compare himself to, as Carl Jung said, it has already happened. There was something here that man is comparing himself to. And as I said, if man elevates himself into I am a God, then what is a God? That was the example of a God that we had, the experienced example of a God. And they're going by that. That is what God is, and that is what I will become. Anyway, folks, here, I leave it at that for today. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.